My sister Sarah died 3 years ago. It was a brutal car accident, the kind that requires a closed casket. I never got to say a proper goodbye, to see her face one last time. Life just stopped for a while. Eventually, I had to pick up the pieces. Her house, the one she bought just a year before the accident, sat empty. My parents couldn't bear to sell it, and I couldn't bear to see it abandoned. So, about 6 months ago, I moved in. It felt right, in a sad sort of way. Like I was keeping a piece of her alive, tending to her space. I kept most of her things as they were, her bedroom, especially. I couldn't bring myself to change it. Her favorite band posters still adorned the walls. Her collection of snow globes lined the shelves. Her bed was still made with a quilt her grandmother stitched for her. Sometimes, I'd just stand in the doorway half expecting her to walk out, laughing about something she saw online. The house was quiet, but it was a familiar quiet. It was her quiet. Last night, everything changed. I was on the couch scrolling through my phone, mindlessly watching some cooking show. The house was dark except for the glow of the TV. It was almost midnight when my phone buzzed on the coffee table. I glanced at it, expecting a late-night text from a friend, but my blood ran cold. It was a FaceTime call. The name on the screen was Sarah. My heart hammered against my ribs. This had to be a glitch, a cruel prank, a hack. My thumb hovered over the decline button, trembling. But what if it wasn't? A sliver of insane hope, a desperate illogical need, made me answer. My finger tapped the green icon. The screen flickered to life, and there she was. It was Sarah. Her face filled my phone. She looked tired, pale. There were dark circles under her eyes, the same ones she got when she pulled all-nighters in college. She was sitting up, and behind her I recognized the room instantly. It was her old bedroom, my bedroom, now. The floral wallpaper, the faded Coldplay poster right over her shoulder. It was all there, exactly as it was upstairs. My breath hitched. I couldn't speak. My throat was a desert. Sarah. I finally managed to choke out, my voice a strangled whisper. She didn't seem to hear me. Her eyes were wide, unfocused, staring right through the camera, right through me. She just sat there, in her old bed, looking ethereal and terrifyingly real. Sarah, is that you? Where are you? I pleaded, tears already streaming down my face. Was this a dream? A nightmare? Then, she spoke. Her voice was a faint whisper like the rustling of dry leaves, but it was undeniably hers. You shouldn't have moved into my house, she breathed. The words hung in the air, cold and heavy. A chill that had nothing to do with the air conditioning snaked up my spine. What, Sarah? What are you talking about? This is your house. I'm taking care of it. My mind was racing, trying to make sense of the impossible. Was this some pre-recorded message, a deepfake, but her eyes, they seemed to follow me. This is my house, she repeated, her voice a little stronger this time, laced with an unnerving possessiveness. My room, my things. Before I could respond, her image on the screen wavered. The camera on her end seemed to flip, like she was switching from the front-facing to the back-facing camera. My confusion turned to sheer paralyzing terror. The image that now filled my screen was no longer her bedroom. It was my living room. I could see the back of my own head, illuminated by the TV. I saw the half-empty glass of water on the coffee table, the very same one I was looking at just moments ago. The camera panned slowly, shakily, across the room. It lingered on the framed photo of me and Sarah on the mantelpiece. She was in the house right now. The camera kept moving, creeping through the darkness of the living room, heading towards the hallway. A faint translucent figure flickered in the periphery of the phone's camera. A ghostly outline of Sarah, her eyes hollow and sorrowful, seemed to lock onto mine through the screen. Suddenly, the lights in the living room began to flicker erratically, casting long, distorted shadows that danced with a life of their own. Then, a small photo frame on the coffee table, one with a picture of Sarah and me, slowly slid across the polished wood, as if pushed by an unseen hand. A chilling, almost inaudible whisper seemed to emanate from the empty corner of the room. A faint, mournful sound that made the hairs on my arms stand on end. A cold breath fogged the camera lens for a moment, then vanished. It was a first-person view. Her view. She was walking. I heard the faint, almost inaudible creak of the floorboards, the same ones that always creaked when I walked to the kitchen. My body was frozen. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I was trapped on the couch, watching my own home through the eyes of my dead sister's ghost on a FaceTime call. The camera turned, showing the dark, gaping maw of the hallway that led to the stairs. It was moving towards me. Her whisper came through the phone's speaker again, but this time it felt like it was right beside my ear. I told you, she whispered, her voice a chilling mix of sadness and menace. You shouldn't have come here. The camera angle tilted down, and for a split second, I saw the floor, Then darkness. The call ended. Silence. The TV show I'd been watching had gone to a commercial break, its cheerful jingle a grotesque contrast to the horror that had just unfolded. My phone lay dark on the table. My own reflection stared back at me from the black screen, my face a mask of disbelief and terror. I sat there for what felt like an eternity, every nerve ending screaming. I didn't dare move. I listened. Was that a footstep on the stairs? A creak from the floorboards above? The house, her house, my house, was no longer a place of comfort. Every shadow seemed to move. Every sound was a threat. I finally scrambled off the couch, my legs like jelly, and flicked on every single light switch I could reach. The house blazed with light, chasing away the shadows but not the fear. I ran upstairs, my heart in my throat, and threw open the door to her bedroom. It was empty. The bed was made, the posters were still on the wall, the snow globes were untouched. It was exactly as I had left it. There was no sign that anyone had been there. I grabbed my keys and my wallet and ran out of that house. I drove to a 24-hour diner and sat in a booth until the sun came up, shaking, replaying the call over and over in my mind. Was I losing my mind? Was grief finally breaking me? I haven't been back to the house. I'm staying with a friend. I can't sleep. Every time my phone buzzes, I jump. I'm terrified to look at the screen. I don't know what to do. I can't sell the house. Not yet, but I can't go back, because I know she's there. She showed me she's in her house, and she doesn't want me there. The scariest part isn't that I saw a ghost. The scariest part is that my sister, the person I loved more than anyone, is the one haunting me, and I don't know why.